Good evening, everyone. This is Mellissa Thomas with Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for your Saturday, May 2nd. Congrats on making it to the weekend. As usual, we want to jump right into the COVID-19 numbers with you guys, as brought to you by the World Health Organization. So for today, the numbers are, you're at 3.26 million confirmed cases globally. There was an increase of roughly 92,000 confirmed cases between yesterday and today. And we're at over 230,000 or close to 230,000 confirmed deaths, according to the World Health Organization. In the United States, WHO is reporting 1.07 million confirmed cases. There are roughly 32,000 new confirmed cases between yesterday and today. And there are over 57,400 confirmed deaths in the United States, roughly 2,070 new confirmed deaths between yesterday and today. Here in the state of Florida, according to the Florida Department of Health, we're at over 35,400 confirmed cases. Please continue to stay safe, guys. And there are over 1,350 deaths here in the state, or close to 1,350. So again, continue to stay safe, practice social distancing, and wash those hands, of course. Jumping into world stories, you guys have probably already heard this today, but Puerto Rico earlier experienced a 5.5 earthquake just off the coast of Puerto Rico. The city of Ponce was affected, and unfortunately 50 families have been displaced. There are buildings and businesses within the city of Ponce that were damaged, so our prayers and thoughts go out to the folks in Puerto Rico. The officials there have already begun to assess the damage. There are 3 major dams in Puerto Rico that they've already inspected, and they noticed that the dams have not been damaged, so that's good news for the country. But the assessment continues, so we'll keep you updated here at FloridaNationalNews.com as that story progresses. And by the way, this is not the first of the earthquakes. This has been going on for the last few days out in the Caribbean. Other countries that have been affected include a lot of the Caribbean nations there. So Guadeloupe, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, US Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands. There are several other islands that have been affected by these earthquakes, but this one today, the 5.5, it hit Puerto Rico. And of course, Puerto Rico is still recovering from several other major disasters. So that was a pretty important thing to note. Another thing to note in the world as it relates to COVID-19 is the nation of Italy. Their death count has spiked a little bit. Their confirmed cases have not, which is good. However, they did notice the number of deaths go up a little bit. As of the last 24 hours, there have been 474 confirmed deaths. Most of those deaths happened in the city of Lombardy, 329. Total in the nation of Italy, they're at 28,700 plus deaths in the country. They are the 3rd highest right now in terms of confirmed cases at 209,300 plus. Compared to, Spain and the US. Spain is number 2, the US is number 1, of course, because we are a pretty big nation. Speaking of the United States and speaking of COVID-19, we jump over to the state of New Mexico. The governor there, Michelle Grisham, has decided to lock down the city of Gallup. She was saying that she wanted to mitigate the uninhibited spread of COVID-19 in that particular city. She started the lockdown at noon on Friday, her time, and the lockdown lasts until noon on Monday, May 4th. The city population is roughly 22,000 people. They currently have 1,027 cases in the city. In the state total, they have 3,411 confirmed cases. As of right now, folks that do need to venture out, they can only venture out for essential things, emergency essential things, and they can only ride with a maximum of 2 passengers in any given vehicle. So again, it's all a matter of staying safe. Now, jumping to the state of Florida here, Governor Ron DeSantis paid a visit to Orlando to talk with Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings. They spoke at a salon in the Pine Hills area called Also Jazzy Salon in the Pine Hills area. But the purpose of that meeting was in response to a letter that Mayor Demings had actually sent to Governor DeSantis yesterday. He wanted to inform the governor about the feedback he's been getting from his task force, as well as from folks in the cosmetology industry here in Orange County who are eager to get back to work. Pretty much, they wanted to kind of ease the lockdown, at least where their particular businesses are concerned. The governor got to speak with several members of the cosmetology industry there in the salon, while also making a brief press conference with members of the media there. But the representatives, some of them were on Mayor Demings' task force, and they stressed the importance of that point, that they understand the importance of safety and cleanliness and sanitation from the very beginning, from their training before they even get into business. But Governor Ron DeSantis was saying that he's willing to examine explore the idea of Orange County hair salons opening. Mayor Demings, supported the business owners in this area. He's still concerned about the safety of Orange County residents, but he is open to exploring that aspect as well. He cautioned everyone in the press conference, Mayor Demings did, that while the reopening process is happening in phases, this is by no means a declaration that the virus is over. He is mindful, he and the task force are mindful of that. So he is cautioning folks in Orange County to continue to remain careful. Governor DeSantis did praise Orange County health officials, as well as the mayor, for the way that Orange County has handled the COVID-19 response here. The cases have come down, the curve has flattened here in Orange County. So he made sure to praise those who are handling the COVID-19 response for that. And in the midst of his press conference, he announced that next week he will actually unveil a device coming to Miami that will actually be able to clean PPE. So he mentioned the importance of the masks. Obviously, at this point, we don't hear so much about a shortage of masks anymore. But he mentioned that the piece of equipment that he'll unveil next week is able to make a mask be reused up to 20 times, which will be helpful for those who are on the front lines in the medical industry, as well as first responders. So that is a quick Florida update for you. Now, I will get to your business, sports, and entertainment updates after this quick commercial break. Stay tuned.
We wanted to move back home to be closer to his family. We decided to go with pods because things were stressful enough.
We weren't sure how long we were going to need storage for, so we needed something that was flexible, and then they can deliver the container to wherever we move to.
We haven't found the perfect house yet, but we're still looking.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. So jumping into our business story. Now, for this report here, this is news coming out of the White House. White House economists are predicting 9 states are going to be leading the economic recovery out of COVID-19, or as we transition back to business during the COVID-19 crisis. Florida is one of the states included. So the states that are named are Florida, Georgia, Colorado, Arizona, Nebraska, Utah, Nevada, South Carolina, and the state of Washington. So congrats to those of us in those respective states. This is what the White House economists are predicting. Now, they did also list states that may slow the process of the economic recovery. Some of those states include the state of Texas, which is especially hard hit due to the drop in oil prices, and that's something that Texas depends on greatly. But other states include Wisconsin, New York, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, Connecticut, Illinois, and Michigan. And some of those states that we just named, including New York, California, and Pennsylvania, they just recently extended their quarantines this month. So of course, their economic recovery will be a little bit slower. And many states are, as you've heard us mention over the course of this week, they're working to expand testing in their respective states. And you've heard us report about the increase in testing here in the state of Florida. Governor DeSantis also talked a little bit about that during his press conference this afternoon as well. Now, jumping into our entertainment topic, the Stars app is reporting some pretty good numbers. Their subscriptions for the app have spiked 142%. So congrats to Stars on that. They've seen about 44% increase in new viewership since the lockdown began. They decided to drop their price from $9 a month to $5 a month, which is rare for a business. Usually as demand increases, the price increases, but good on them for that. And the Star CEO Hirsch was saying that there's been no delay in any new releases because production already adapted to doing things virtually, to the lockdown, the social distancing. And he mentioned that they have already converted to virtual writing rooms, and they're continuing to edit the shows so that post-production can continue. So for any original series that you're watching on that app, you won't miss a beat. Now, jumping over to sports for us very briefly, the MLS is reporting that they will start their training for their players. Now, this is being done on an individual basis, though. Training will start on May 6th. They're allowing players to be able to return to training facilities, outdoor training facilities, but it will be done on a player-by-player basis, and the schedules will be staggered to make sure that social distancing is enforced. The players will not be able to access their locker rooms or any of the restrooms, and they have to bring their own gear. So again, things are being done in a very gradual and very safe way for all involved. As you heard from the report by Casey yesterday, even overseas in Europe, a lot of the players are kind of hesitant to return to business as usual because they are also concerned about their safety. But here in the US, the MLS is making sure to do it in a very careful and gradual way. But thank you guys so much for sticking around. That does it for us here at the Evening News Rundown. I am your host, Mellissa Thomas. You can be sure to catch me tomorrow at 5 p.m. as usual. Until then, have a great Saturday. Enjoy your weekend.